6 feet, mother effer! Man, F you!
Come, baby.
Enjoy this great game.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And today, yet another proposal has been put on the table, and we're going to read an article. Keep in mind all these proposals that keep coming out: the Arizona plan, the Arizona/Florida plan, the Arizona/Florida/Texas plan, and now this plan. None of these are obviously official. We're just waiting. They're just ideas. They're just proposals, and possibly none of them will work, and we may not have a season, which is insane to think about. We are obviously at that point where that's become a possibility, especially in the minor leagues. I'm pretty sure we ain't having no dang minor league season. But in the big leagues, this is yet another proposal. They're still fun to think about, talk about, consider, picture, visualize. How would this look like? How would this work? And this one is probably the most ambitious yet, but at the same time, it would be weird. Pretty much all these plans would be weird, but weird baseball could be better than no baseball. There is a point where I find it to be too weird, where I'm like, no, at that point, let's just not play. Nevertheless, I am willing to and ready to accept baseball, even if it's not in its ideal form, which is what we're probably going to have to do if we want baseball this year. So let's check out this article, and it's by Al Yellen. If I'm saying that right, there's another MLB proposal to play this year in teams' home ballparks, and it almost certainly won't work. The 2020 MLB season merry-go-round has circled the following proposals. We got the Chase Field, Arizona one I've talked about. There was one about playing in both Florida and Arizona, and then there was one playing in Arizona and Texas. All those appear to be non-starters at this point for various reasons, but Tuesday another proposal surfaced. And here it is, by Bob Nightingale. And I'm going to read this. I'm going to paraphrase this quickly. MLB officials have become cautiously optimistic this week that this season will start in late June, no later than July 2nd, playing at least 100 games. Not only will baseball be played, but they'll be able to play in their own ballparks, albeit with no fans. And it would be a 3-division, 10-team plan in which teams play only within their division, and this concept is gaining support among owners and executives, and it would abolish the traditional AL and NL alignments, realigning all teams based on geography. So you'd have 10 teams, 10 teams, 10 teams. Problem is, it's not so perfect. Like, there's not just 10 teams right here in the California area, 10 teams right here in Texas, Kansas area, 10 teams over. No, there's still teams all over the place. So no matter what, there's going to be major travel going on. You can't help it. And we're going to take a look at some proposed divisions and understand that that's the case. Yes, this will help with travel. This will help with some of that. But still, there's going to be a lot of travel involved, and but it would be pretty weird abolishing the NL and AL. No more NL, no more AL. I assume everyone would use the DH, unfortunately, because I'm an NL guy, but that's fine, whatever. So let's take a look at what would have to happen for this to happen. You have the usual caveats applying here. Medical experts got to give the green light. Widespread testing's got to be going on. And again, 26 different metropolitan areas in 17 states, the District of Columbia, and a Canadian province, all opening up for large gatherings, at least large enough to put on a baseball game, which it says could be from 150 to 400 people. This is without fans, and I think that's being on the low end, especially because they're going to want to televise these games, which they don't have to do, but they do have to do it because they want money. That's the whole reason they want this. They don't want this for us. They want it for us in a way so that they can get our money. It's going to be televised. That's the main thing they want. So you're going to have a huge crew of not just, cameramen, announcers, studio guys, producers, and reporters. There's going to be a ton of guys. Then you have all your trainers. Then you have all your clubhouse personnel. These guys ain't washing their own clothes. You got to have your clubhouse guys take care of all that. In respect to that, players are at the big league level, especially if they're veterans, they've been around for 4 or 5, 6 years, established big leaguers. When they're with their team, they're used to big league treatment. And I don't know if they're going to have that same kind of treatment here, especially there's going to be more bus rides. It's going to be more minor league-ish, I think, because without all the resources being poured into big league baseball like normal, they may not be able to fly around like kings and princes and all that they're used to. It might be a very big change. And not to mention, of course, owners, it's been reported, want to pay the players less because of no fans. And that's going to be a huge issue there. I thought that they were at an agreement that when baseball comes back, we're ready to rock and roll, but probably not now, because now the owners are backtracking saying, hey, that agreement didn't have nothing to do with no fans. If there's no fans, we got to pay you even less. And players and the MLB PA is going to be like,
hell no, you will pay us the same.
and then when you have this big money argument going on between billionaires and millionaires, that is going to piss the public off, because we are broke as hell with no jobs and no money coming in. So that is going to be a big problem and a bad look. But I digress big time. Let's get back into the article. Even though these proposed 10 teams divisions would all play in their own division, there's still significant travel. As I mentioned, yes, there can be some bus trips from Chicago to Milwaukee, from LA to San Francisco, LA to San Diego, San Francisco too if they wanted, and New York to Philadelphia, etc., etc. But let's take a look at the proposed divisions. So you can see here, let's concentrate on the West, since that's where the Giants play. That's where I'm going to be most focused. And you can see Dodgers, Angels, that's going to be no problem. Giants, that's going to be no problem. A's, of course, Giants can play the A's several times. Giants can play within California several times. Padres, Diamondbacks, okay, all that's pretty regional. But once you start going to Colorado and Texas, Houston, especially think of those teams. They're going to have to be traveling to California all the freaking time. Mariners, do you know how long it takes to drive from San Francisco to Texas to Arlington? Yeah, it's not happening. They're going to have to fly. There's going to be a lot of flights going on. So the travel is still going to be quite a bit of damn travel. Then stir in this. The MLB teams likely will return to their own spring training facilities in Arizona or Florida, where they resume workouts. Players are expected to be given a week to return to spring training sites 18 to 21 days before the start of the season. So you're really trying to have a basically finished spring training, try to get the pitchers up and ready and strong, ready for opening day, and then go to your home ballparks and play in this team division type deal. That involves a lot of travel, that involves a lot of different states, that involves gatherings of definitely more than 200 people. Because they're going to have it on TV. There's going to be a ton of people involved. Maybe 1,000 people will be involved in one game. I mean, it's realistically, especially when you think not just of the people at the ballpark, but the hotel workers and everything else that has to happen to make this happen. I don't know if it's feasible. I don't feel like it is. I mean, I think it's definitely feasible, but based on the current climate, it's not. I don't really see it happening. I think it's just way too much. They went from the little Arizona plan, and they keep expanding, and now they're going everyone in their home ballpark. I mean, it's cool, but I don't think it's happening. There's so many different states, so many different governors. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll be able to pull this one off, but I see other plans coming, and plans, and then possibly nothing. At least not until July, August. Maybe they throw together some 60-game season. Like out of desperation, we get some little teeny season. But I don't know if this will be ultimately the plan they go with. Last note, also, Ken Rosenthal put an article as well talking about how they might even start allowing fans into these games, except the fans would all be seated a certain amount apart and be spaced out throughout the stadium. You might be like, well, that sounds cool, but on the other hand, in this article also mentioned, like, that's not very practical. I mean, guys, people are going to be going to concessions, going to the bathroom, going, in a big stadium. That would be very crazy. But I guess, they could try, and they could say, hey, just do your best, keep your social distancing. But I can see some fights breaking out. Hey, man, 6 feet, mother effer. Man, F you. I can see some fights breaking out because people are freaking crazy about this thing right now. So I don't know if that's a good idea. Until things really calm down and people feel safe again. I feel safe. I'm going to the game. I'd go to the game today, honestly. And you're an idiot, dude. You are an idiot. Yeah, I know. I am an idiot, but I need some baseball. It's like a drug, okay? I got to go to the game, man. I got to go. You guys have a fantastic day. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this plan. The 30 teams, 10-team divisions, playing only within those 10 teams, which would get repetitive, I guess, of course, of 100 games. But like, man, we're playing the A's again? Mariners again? Holy freaking cow. Plus, we'd have to do whole new prediction videos and a whole new analysis to figure out who the better teams are in each of those divisions. So, woo, it'd be nuts. Guys, put your comment down below. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Check out my memberships. Hit the join button. See what you can get there. And, as always, have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you next time. See ya! When the Giants come to town, it's 5